guys, I'm April.
And I'm Savannah.
And this is our not yet named podcast. What we do is learn about spiritualism, and we are here to share our knowledge with you and hopefully learn something from you.
We're learning from them.
Well, yeah.
If they comment and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, we have to create a community, but I think it'll happen.
Drop your questions, your comments, your concerns, your all the things in the comments. It's late.
All right, that's what we meant. Okay, so if you are here from our last episode, I am super glad you're back. And if you're not, I'm also super glad you're here.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome. Okay, so tonight, it's nighttime here.
Super nighttime. Almost midnight.
It is almost midnight. We are going to talk about astral projection from my point of view. I am in no means an expert in this. I know next to nothing compared to someone who studied astral projection their whole life. But this is something that's happened to me, and I'd like to tell you guys about it. So I started astral projecting as a child, but I didn't know that it was astral projection. I actually learned it from a quote unquote imaginary friend. Don't know.
It was fairies. Like
Savannah thinks it was the Fae for sure. But I had these imaginary friends that lived in the woods, and they taught me to travel in my dreams. And
Okay. Little background here. How old were you when this was going on?
Oh wow. 7 is around the time that I can remember, not earlier than that.
Okay, so 7-year-old child is what we're talking to here. If you think we're crazy. Imaginary friends. I'm convinced that it was fairies from like another dimension or realm or whatever you want to call it or something.
Well, my imaginary friends were very science-based, and they had all sorts of gadgets, so who knows? It could have been anything.
What kind of gadgets?
Hoverboards. They have the ability to become invisible, which I thought was science. Could be magic. Who knows?
It's the same thing.
That's it. They probably had other stuff too. I don't know.
That's pretty cool though.
But we could fly. Okay, and I started sharing dreams with a friend. And I'm not talking about the thing that happens between little kids and you get to talking and you just pretend that the same thing happened. I'm talking like we could have not discussed it at all, and then we had gone to the same place and the same things happened.
Wait. I don't know if I'm confused because that didn't flow properly or because I zoned out midway through you saying that. What happened?
Okay, so my friend and I, we would travel all over the world together at night. We would go
in your dreams.
In our dreams.
Okay, y'all were co-dreaming.
We were co-dreaming. We would travel to Paris. We would travel to Egypt. We would travel to Canada. We went all over the world.
And you would get to school the next day and be like, "Did you dream that you were here?" And they would be like, "Yeah."
Yeah, and I mean, I didn't have to say where we were. She knew because she was there too.
That's crazy.
Now I am 29 years old, and when I ask her about this, she has no memories of it.
Oh my God, no way. I have similar things.
Okay, so
we're the chosen ones.
We are.
Their memories were wiped.
Let's put that aside. So this is what happened to me as a child. Did you guys ever see the movie Insidious? It scared the crap out of me.
No.
Oh, it was terrifying.
I don't watch scary movies.
It's about this kid that is astral projecting, but he doesn't know he's astral projecting, and a demon's trying to.
Nope.
Real scary. Because I was like, well, that happened to me. What is that? Okay, so I, growing up and now, I've always had sleep disorders. None diagnosed, but I would sleepwalk almost every night as a child. I would be awake and talking to my family, but have no recollection of it because I wasn't there. I was asleep. I have sleep paralysis very frequently, and I've actually become to learn that what I'm experiencing is astral projection. I have the telltale vibration, that's how you know your soul's about to leave your body. And if you don't know what astral projection is, I'm really sorry that we've got this far without me explaining it to you. That astral projection is where you leave your body via your soul.
So your consciousness is not in your physical body, but
Yes.
like walking around doing other things
Yes,
while
and
you sleep.
you are connected. You stay connected to your body by what is commonly known as a silver cord, which is a inch long or an inch thick glowing cord that you can physically see. And it does have elastic properties, but you can essentially always get back to your body via this.
So this is beyond my knowledge. I don't, and I like, you know, as much as I get into things like this, I'm always the skeptic at the same time. Like, this sounds a little far-fetched to me, but you know, I'm also open-minded in the sense that, well, you know, I don't know everything. We don't know all the secrets to the universe, and I have not researched this myself. So
okay, so when I was a child and this was happening to me, I didn't know it as astral projection. You know, I was just going all around the world. But when that movie came out and scared the crap out of me, I was like, hey.
Oh shit, that's what I've been doing this whole time.
Yeah. And I had stopped doing it. I didn't have those imaginary friends anymore. It wasn't something that I was doing. I did have sleep paralysis on occasion. And sometimes
you're still having that, aren't you?
I am. And I would feel like I would, okay, so I would do this very frequently. I would take a nap. And I would think that I was getting out of bed to get up. And
you would think you were awake.
Yes, I would physically roll out of bed and I would get up. And then I would be back in my bed. And I would do that 20 times in a row.
That sounds like
Groundhog
torture.
Stone. Yeah, it sucks. And like it's very sluggish and it's not easy to do. So like I would do that. Well, okay, so I've since found out that I had a stroke. So I've since learned that what I was doing is astral projecting, and I never made it very far, so I don't, you know, except for when I was a child, so it's not like I'm going all over and doing all these awesome things. Actually, it was either she just told me to be quiet.
I don't want her to wake the kids.
So it's actually, you know, pretty boring. I was doing that over and over again, like Groundhog's Day, trying to get up but not being up, or I would see really scary things.
No. I think the reason I haven't studied any of this is because I don't want to know.
Okay, so I've been on antidepressants and anxiety medication since I had my children. My oldest is 7, so 7 years ago. And on occasion, I've had to withdraw from my medication because I couldn't afford it, or I was changing medications. And when I would come off my medicine, it would start happening a lot. Every night, every time I closed my eyes, it would happen to me.
Okay, side note. You told me that the medication that I was on had fluoride in it, and we know that calcifies your
pineal gland.
Yes, which is where all of this stuff stems from. Is most anxiety medicine and depression medicine and whatnot, antidepressants, most of them do the same thing?
Yes, it's not always your pineal gland though. Sometimes it's your, what's that other one? We are experts. Yeah, so it's not always your pineal gland. It's different parts of your brain. Your pituitary gland. That's it. So while my medication is extremely beneficial to me, I am not able to do as many things.
Conspiracy.
Mentally, or it might be a conspiracy.
They want to keep us calcified.
Yeah. Okay, when this started happening to me, you guys, I thought I was fucking crazy. Okay.
Yeah, you do, for sure. Same.
So it was a lot of the same, getting up over and over and over again, or like I would walk to one end of the house and I would realize like, hey, everything looks weird, and then I would snap back and I'd be in my body again.
As soon as you realize.
Yep. So, but when I was coming off my medication, this is pretty recently, about a year ago, she's telling me to be quiet again.
So, you just get progressively louder.
I do.
And louder.
I am a very loud person. I would encounter these beings that were, I want to say skin colored, no features.
I don't think this was the best conversation to have before bed. We should have.
Well, listen, I'll tell you what I've learned. We'll get there. You're safe. It's fine.
I know.
Okay,
I'm not
but
scared.
The problem.
You're scared.
We're grown ups. So I would encounter these beings, and it would. I mean, yes, that's disconcerting. But if they didn't, bother me or do anything to me,
Is disconcerting a word? I've been saying it a lot lately.
I don't know.
Are you the one where
I'm
I
a
picked
grown
it up
up.
from?
I might be. I just live here in this world, Savannah. I don't know words, okay? Okay, so I would encounter these beings, and you would think, like, that's pretty scary, but if they'd left me alone, whatever. But they weren't leaving me alone. They were pretending to be my husband. And
you're creeping me out.
They would pretend to be my husband and try to draw me away from my body. Which, once I realized, like, nothing would look right. Like, everything would look warped and weird.
Like in a dream, essentially. Yeah.
And then I would be like, well, why do you want me to go in there so bad? We don't even hang out in that room, And then everything essentially melted. And I was back in my body again. This happened a lot. One time I was walking through the hallway and something tickled my armpits from behind. Why? Like sinister tickling. What is that? No, that is not a good thing to do to somebody. Okay, so these things started happening to me, and I tell my boyfriend, and he doesn't believe in witchcraft or anything essentially woo-woo at all.
He's physically tied.
Yes, and he just thinks that I'm a lunatic, and I was very concerned. And I had already gotten into witchcraft because weird things have always been happening to me, and I wanted answers. I turned to a witchcraft group on Facebook, and I was like, look, I really don't know if I'm astral projecting, because who the hell astral projects,
That's crazy. That's not a thing.
So, but what's happening to me, and everybody, it was unanimous. Dude, you're astral projecting. But I said that I wanted to stop, and
people got upset, didn't they?
Very upset that they felt that I had been given this ability, this gift, and I wanted to stop it. And people would spend their whole lives trying to get here.
See, and okay, I know both sides of that, because I have a friend who literally her life goal is to astral project, and it's what she's always said. She's always told me. I've known her. Well, I have obviously I've not known her longer than I've known you, but I've talked to her longer than I've talked to you. So there's that. So I understand her point of view and like her desire to get to that. At the same time, I have things that I have suppressed in my life because I was like, nope, don't want. I used to see like, oh man, I hate talking about stuff like this. I can't believe we're gonna like air this across the internet. Okay, I used to see beings, I guess, or spirits, or I'm not sure, I'm not sure. But I have a few memories, not a few, I have a lot of memories. And like, even my mom and my grandmother has stories where she's seen spirits. So it's kind of like ran in my family, I guess. She'll tell you straight as day, like she's not ashamed at all. So I don't know why I am or why I feel the way I do. We live in Alabama, we're in the Bible Belt. So this kind of stuff is quietly suppressed. You don't talk about stuff like this. And even though it was kind of like open-ish in my family, because it was openly known that my grandmother had these experiences and her mother, and like she would openly talk about it, but my mother would like hush it. You know what I mean? So I guess I was just raised to like not talk about these things. But anyway, that's a tangent. I used to see things like beings and things at my parents' house when I grew up there all the time. And things would happen, like weird stuff, like the broken ceiling fan would just start turning, or I would put some noodles on the stove and then walk away for a little while they came to a boil, and I would come back and the stove would be off. And, just like random stuff like that. But I would see things too. Like, I have a blatant memory of laying on the couch in my parents' living room watching TV, and I saw something out of the corner of my eyes, and I looked, and so where the couch was, you could see straight down the hallway, and at the end of the hallway was two doors. The door on the right was my bedroom, and the door on the left was my parents' bedroom. And the doors both were open, and I saw a very large naked man in his tidy whities walk from the wall from the wall of my bedroom to my parents' bedroom, and then he just kind of like faded away. And I remember looking at him and just being like, okay, and going back to watching whatever show I was watching because I was so used to it back then at this point. And okay, so that was one distinct, because most of the time it's vague. You know, you probably understand that. Like, you have specifics that you can tell happened on certain occasions when it was like extra that day for some reason. But most of the time it was very subtle things that you're like, did I not? Like, I'm just crazy. It's, you know, I'm crazy. It's fine. Check me into the closest mental health institute. But so there was that time, and then there was this time I was in what was my sister's room technically, but she didn't sleep in there. And that it was also the computer room, and I was sitting in the computer. It was back, you know, when internet was a brand new thing, so it was all shiny object syndrome. I was in there up all night playing on the internet, and I decided I was going to go to bed, and I was sitting at the desk, and I cut everything off, and I swiveled around in the computer chair, and there was, I swear to God, I don't know any other way to explain it than to say a demon hanging on the side of the door frame looking at me. Yeah, it was like that right there. I know you can't see me on the podcast.
And she was just acting like she was grabbing a hold of the door frame and like leaning out.
Yeah, like peeking around, but it was like defying gravity, so it wasn't on the ground. It was like completely horizontal. It's the creepiest shit you've ever seen in your life. And I play a lot of Xbox. Okay, so I play Call of Duty, and if you play Call of Duty, then you know that they had this thing on there when you can look around corners. I could not look around the corners forever because that's exactly what it was like. Okay, it's creepy as fuck. Oh my God, I don't even like telling you about it right now. I don't like talking about it.
But it just went away?
Okay, so I turned around, I saw it, I immediately turned right back around.
That's not there.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, nope, can't breathe deeply, what? And then I looked around again, and it was gone. Okay, and I'm pretty sure, like, this happened when I was probably 14 or 15 when it happened, and I'm pretty sure I turned the internet back on. Because that's what you did back then. The internet was not a constant thing. You turned it back on.
Oh, yes. And it made a lot of noise. And you couldn't be on the phone at the same time.
Yeah, so there was those two occasions, and then on a third occasion at my grandmother's house, I walked in her house. She lived on a hill, and then my dad's cousin lived on the side of the hill, and then my dad's brother lived at the bottom of the hill. Okay, so like the whole family was right here, and there was more relatives like across the road and shit, but that doesn't matter right now in the story. So at the bottom of the hill was my dad's brother, and he had 3 kids. Every one of those kids had the same imaginary friend, and they didn't prompt it. Like, the oldest had an imaginary friend who was, I don't remember what they named him. I don't remember what his name was, but he had this imaginary friend, and he grew out of it, okay? And then the middle child she started talking, and she had the exact same imaginary friend, and they hadn't talked about it. And then she grew out of it, and then the youngest had the same one too. So, like, it was a thing, okay? And it was creepy. But anyway, it was like a birthday party or something. I don't know, a holiday. Who knows? Everybody was at this house. And I decided to walk up the hill. And so I said, I walked up the hill to my grandmother's house. And I was the only one. I was by myself. I don't remember why I went up there, but I went up there. I've always been discluded from everybody, so like I'm standoffish, and I just go do my own thing while everybody else is congregating. So that's just who I am. It's like I probably just walked up there because like why not? But anyway, I walked up there, and I walked in the door, and I saw a little boy crouching behind the rocking chair. I immediately turned around and walked right back out. Sat on the front porch for like 30 minutes going, what did I just see? No, I'm crazy. I didn't see that. You're crazy. You didn't see that. What? There has to be, no, you're just crazy. That's it. That's the only explanation, right?
So she's saying that, she shut that shit down.
I did. And I suppressed it, and like as long as I can remember, I was like, don't want. So eventually it did go away. But at the same time, I still do see things out of the corner of my eyes from time to time, and I'm just like, and I'm more open to it now. I think because I'm not scared of it now. I'm not afraid, and that's what it was. I was afraid of allowing it to be what it was.
Plus, and grow.
Well, I mean, plus, like we said, like we will say 1,000 times, we live in Alabama. You don't do that. You don't see that. You don't, that's not, no.
Oh, and guys, our mental health care is horrible here. So even if there had been an issue, she wouldn't have gotten in to see anybody.
Oh, no.
She would have been ostracized completely.
God,
and yes, it's 2020, and this was 14 years ago.
But Alabama's always at least 75 years behind everybody else, I assure you.
And I want to say that we're not that bad. We are not that bad.
There are, I believe, I spent most of my life, like, questioning why was I put here, like, of all places in the world, because where I grew up, where I am now, from day one, I've always been considered weird, I'm the weird kid, I'm the weird person, I'm the weird cousin, but if you took me out of Alabama and placed me in California, I wouldn't be weird at all. I'd be average as hell. Like, I'm just your regular millennial average person. But because of where I live, I'm very weird. Okay, very weird. There's the culture shock if you came here would just be astounding.
Yes, things are getting better though. I've had colored hair for, how old am I? I've had colored hair since I was 12, and I'm 29 now. And I don't get that many looks anymore. Even old people smile at me now.
And at the same time, we recently hit a milestone in our friendship. I invited her over to a birthday party, and she showed up, actually.
I did, guys. I am the cancel everything person. Cancel plans are my favorite.
And I don't know if we've talked about this yet or not, but you just talked about how your hair, did you tell them what color it was?
You did on the last episode.
On the last episode, guys, that doesn't mean that they know.
My hair is half pink, right down the middle, and half purple.
And I'm not like, is
and
that
big?
Pink or purple?
It's big
no,
hair.
It's loud.
I have large hair.
It's loud. So I generally have protected my friends who are not considered quote unquote normal in this region from my family, because my family is very quote unquote normal. your average Christian family, they're judgy. I don't know where we were going with this.
Oh yes, she has kept them separate, and she invited me, and I've been the first friend that she invited. She has friends that she invites to parties, but they're her family approved friends.
Yeah, I have two sets of friends. Me and my husband do. We have the friends that we actually hang out with on a regular basis, and then we have our family approved friends. And you can kind of gather which ones are which, because the friends that we hang out with on a regular basis are themselves, and we don't censor anything. Like, we're just regular people. And then the ones that we bring around our family are like, the ones that you would take to church and not be embarrassed about.
She's saying she's embarrassed by me.
I'm not.
But
obviously.
No, she invited me, and I mean, even if anything happened, I would not have been embarrassed. I might have been a little mad.
No, we totally have family members talking about you though.
And
we're not mentioning names.
Oh, okay. We'll cut that out. One of her family members apparently said something about me and her husband. Oh,
they were talking to each other. They were feeding off of one another.
Her husband shushed them.
He did. I was so proud of him. No, when she pulled up, y'all, I saw her from the window. I saw her pull up from the window, and I turned to my husband and I said, "April's here, and you can see her hair from here." But we're on a huge tangent.
Yes. Okay. So back to Astral Projection. I appreciate you inviting me around your family. They cannot embarrass me.
That just shows you how special you are. Because I would not have normally done that.
Okay. So Astral Projection. So I'm on this Facebook group, and I'm asking how to stop this thing that is happening to me. And the backlash is insane. It's negative, hateful comment after negative, hateful comment. Because obviously,
which is problematic in and of itself in the spiritual world.
I mean, obviously, like, duh, you're astral projecting, and why would you want to stop that? Everybody
But we're in Alabama. People don't understand that we've been conditioned and essentially gaslighted our whole life.
It's weird obviously, we don't talk about
it. Obviously you're astral projection, but we've been taught that this is not a real thing. This is taboo. This is the devil's work. All of the things that we're questioning our own sanity.
Yes, but there was one light in those comments. This woman said that she could completely understand why I would want to stop it, at least for right now.
Bless her.
Because it sounded to her like I was in the lower planes.
Hell yeah.
Which, what the hell did that mean? But which I will tell you more in a minute.
Can we talk about for a second how in the spiritual world is growing?
Yes.
Okay, witchcraft area growing, it's becoming more mainstream, but in that, for every I'm gonna say 50 people that are into this kind of stuff, you find one that actually knows what they're talking about.
Yes.
And it's stressful, especially when you really study all of this stuff and you know what you know, and you get all these people, and then the mainstream information is not entirely inaccurate as much as it is immature.
Well,
and even that's not even quite the word. And I don't mean immature as in like childish, as I do as like not developed enough.
I also can elaborate on that. I've listened to, I think, four podcasts on astral projection, and nobody had done it, and they were just like, there were a lot of inaccuracies because they were reading stuff that had happened on the internet. And that's not just my opinion, because I'm sure my experience is not exactly like everyone else's.
It's all going to be unique, for real.
From what I have gathered from so many people since this started happening to me, I mean, it's always happened to me, but it's gotten worse since I've gotten older.
Okay, I want to interject real quick and just on that point encourage you to take everything that you learn with a grain of salt and make your own conclusions. Draw your own conclusions, listen to your intuition, listen to what your body says is truth, because our high selves, our spirits are a part of us. We're a mind, body, soul, and people forget about the soul part, but it's our truth, and it's going to lead us to what we need to know, what we need to believe. So, just trust your gut, trust your intuition on what you think is true.
Yes, I agree. And so back to my story, this lady who I don't remember her name, and I don't know if she would even want me talking about her if I did, but she told me that I was in the lower planes and that I needed to physically ground my body before I went to sleep at night. And she described that as envisioning roots growing out of my body through the bed or the couch or wherever I was sleeping, through the floor of my house into the ground. If I did that, it wouldn't happen to me anymore. Let me tell you guys, I had been doing this 20 times because I could fight it, but it would keep happening.
Because that's the thing about like this kind of stuff is we are powerful, we are in control. It's just a matter of learning how to be.
So I could fight it, but I would vibrate, which is how I knew that I was about to leave my body, and it was exhausting. The fighting and the going back to sleep, and I became so terrified to go to sleep and lay down. But this lady, I did this, and I'm not very good at envisioning things. I am very bad. So it took me probably 20 minutes to grow these roots out of my body. But let me tell you guys, it stopped. And then
made all the difference in the world.
Yes, all the difference in the world. And I have not done it before, and I would start to do it, and I would wake up and I would ground myself. I would root myself to the ground, and I would not do it again. It works incredibly. If I have grounded myself and went to sleep, this did not happen to me. I stayed exactly where I was when I went to sleep. It's so incredible. Okay, so let's go back to the lower planes. Have you ever heard about that, Savannah?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so lower plane, apparently there's multiple. I don't know how many.
I'm not sure. I think it's indefinite.
Yeah, but the
highest... Wait. My intuition's saying that it's like 10 or 11.
Yeah, that sounds about right. The lowest planes being, I wouldn't say evil spirits, but not human.
Yeah, just lower vibration. Think about that statement for a second, lower vibration. Just think about what that means. And you're probably right. Like, evil is a human construct, I believe. There are positive and negative, yin and yang. You know, there is that counterbalance in the universe. So, but I wouldn't go as far to say evil.
No, I wouldn't either. Scary, yes.
Yeah.
To us, anyways.
Yeah, because we don't understand it. Yeah. That's all.
So now I'm feeling very sympathetic towards those beings.
Me too. I feel much better. You know, we started out. I was obviously terrified in the beginning of this conversation.
One of them tickled me. He was obviously down for a good time.
Yeah. No, it's all about your own vibrations, and as long as you're in control of yourself.
And what we mean by vibrations is, the reason that I was on this lower plane is because I was taking in things that were not beneficial to me as a person. I was watching garbage TV. I was smoking. I was drinking in excess. I was not being who I feel like I was meant to be. And you might think, well, this bitch is crazy, but like, I'm meant to be vegan. Like, my body doesn't like me.
Okay, tangent on that. Think about for a second. I'm going to give you a little exercise to do because I give adult homework. Think about who you wish you were. Okay, take a piece of paper out and detail it out. Who do you wish you were? That's who you really are on the inside.
Yes.
It's just a matter of getting to that and unleashing it, essentially.
And most of the time, it's bad habits or
for sure. And you know, even our bad we can dissect everything. Our bad habits stem from other things. Like, you know, we drink to change our state of being because we're not comfortable in our regular state of being. Why are we not comfortable in our state of being? Mm-hmm. Usually it's because people in our past made us feel a certain type of way about who we are as individuals. And once we can heal that and move past that and realize that, we can see that that was their perception and it has nothing to do with us. Mm-hmm. It has everything to do with them. And from there we can heal and get better, and then we may not need to drink anymore.
I mean, I completely agree. I hate to drink, and yet I do it once a month. I get very drunk once a month. But that, like I said, I am trying to be the person I need to be. So I was on the lower planes because I was vibrating at a lower level than I should have been. And we're not sure how many there are. Savannah said 10 or 11.
Okay.
12 sounds right to me.
I want to elaborate on that for a second too. Lower levels of vibration means not taking care of yourself, being sad, depressed, anxious, scared. You have an emotional guidance system, and your intuition tells you where you're at on that scale of high vibration and low vibration. Obviously, anger, sadness, loneliness, depression, jealousy, all of that's lower vibration things. When you're not taking care of yourself properly, you're in a low vibration. Okay, continue.
No, it's fine. And then, so the higher planes would be, most people say angels, but it could be whatever you believe in. Spiritual beings, higher consciousness.
But who's to say that that's not our natural state, just in a higher vibration?
I love that idea that we are beings of light, because I feel that we are. And we are Mr. Manhattan. Is that his name? That's who we are.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Who's Mr.
He
Manhattan?
glows blue. That's all I was saying. He was probably an asshole. I don't know.
I don't have a clue what you're talking about.
The Watchmen.
Still don't know.
Never mind.
Okay.
Ignore all that. He glows. We were glowy people. That's my favorite mantra,
the Green
by
Lantern?
The way. Sure. That's my favorite mantra, by the way, is I'm a being of light. And I can feel it, and it's warm, and it's nice, and it's lovely.
Do they know what a mantra is?
I don't know. It's something that you repeat over and over again until it's true.
Okay. It's a little bit...
Oh, well. Stop. I'm trying to tell a story, Savannah. So, we'll have a whole episode about that, okay? So, as soon as I feel that I'm comfortable, I'm going to start trying to astral project again. Because the possibilities are endless. Who's that superhero you were talking about?
The Green Lantern?
No, not him. The one that reads when he astral projects.
Oh, Doctor Strange.
See? I could do that. That would be fantastic.
It would be fantastic, dude. I've always said that The only way, like, I could live to be 200, learn how to survive without sleep, and still not have enough time to learn all the things that I want to learn in this life.
Oh, Lord, yes. I want knowledge more than anything. That's
Same.
my pursuit in life is to know all the things.
That's our connection right there. That 100%, because there is nothing in this world I value more than knowledge.
Mm-hmm. Yes, my favorite thing. And my daughter, her sweet angel, she doesn't want to go to school, which I completely understand. I hate the public school system, especially here. And guys, let me tell you, it's bad.
That's a whole nother subject. Let me write that down. I'll write that down. We'll do an episode on that.
I hate my daughter's school, but I'm not in a financial place where I can homeschool her. And she hates school so very much, and I want her to go because obviously it's the law. And I want her to know things. And yes, I probably feel that I could teach her a lot more beneficial things at home. But like I said, I'm not financially there. But it makes me sad that she doesn't want to learn just because of what school is to her.
Yeah, my son's the same way. He's different. I don't know. He's different.
Her son is 4. Is he 4?
Yeah.
But he's really 17, 18.
We call him Old Man Rowe. Today, we went to a birthday party today, and they had a bouncy house, and he was on the side of the bouncy house, and he was like, "Hey, this says don't do flips." And the kid wasn't listening. The kid was older than him. He was like 5 or 6, and Rowe was like, "Hey, I said this thing tells you can't do flips. Stop it." And then him and the other kids were playing a little while later. He wasn't going to let that thing go. Okay, I eventually had to be like, "Ro, it's okay. It's okay. His mama's right over there. It's okay." So he went on. He's like, he like huffed and everything, and he went on. But a little while later, they were playing, and I don't know what happened, but he was like, "These kids in here," and
He's 4, you guys.
He's 4. Everybody started laughing. All the grown-ups were laughing, and I was like, "Yeah, Old Man Rowe."
Yeah,
he's different, y'all.
Yes, he is.
Wait, he's of our, because it's me and April, and then we have another friend also who's not interested in being in the spotlight. There's 5 kids all together.
Yeah.
Rowan is the next to the youngest, and we're like, when they all go outside to play, we're like, "Rowan, watch the kids."
It's true.
Yeah. Or if they're upstairs, we're like, "Ro, go check on the kids." But anyway, that's another tangent. We'll talk about school and kids and stuff.
Yeah, I would love to, and unschooling and all sorts of things.
Absolutely.
So,
we have a lot to say on this subject.
We didn't mean to go this far over.
It was supposed to be a 30-minute episode. We're at 41. That's not bad.
I'm not sure if my story made sense.
I think it did. I followed.
So that's where I'm at. It's been about 6 months since I've astral projected. Thank goodness. And if that upsets you, I'm really sorry. I hope that you gain the ability to. And listen, everybody can astral project.
Yes,
it's just
absolutely.
learning what to do, and
most of it's letting go.
Yes, you need to be, the easiest way to do it is take a nap during the day. As soon as you wake up, lay down, relax your whole body, and if you can get to the vibration part, you're good. It's gold. You're gone.
Essentially, study meditation.
Yes, which is something that I actually am not good at.
I'm studying meditation right now. I found a online course that certifies you as a meditation teacher for $5 on Groupon.
That's awesome.
This is not an ad.
Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
Hey, Groupon.
Nope.
We saw Tiffany Haddish. We can do that too.
I don't know what that means.
Okay. I saw Tiffany Haddish. Savannah didn't.
For real, what is that? Is it a show?
She's a person.
Okay, yeah.
She's very loud and very, very human-y. And she's their spokesperson.
For Groupon?
Yeah.
Oh. I've never seen a Groupon commercial. I didn't know they had commercials.
They're probably on Netflix or something.
Oh, I don't know. Somebody sent me the link to it and was like, "Hey, this sounds like something you'd be into." And I was like, "Yeah," but it was a Groupon for $5, and the certification is like a $250 course, and I got it for $5.
That's incredible.
It's absolutely incredible. Why wouldn't I do it?
It was perfect.
Yeah.
For her. Perfect. Right time, right place.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. So follow me on Instagram if you want the knowledge that my meditation course is providing, because I bullet journal and I put all of that on Instagram. And I really want to like give you all the information that I have, because like, man, you know how when you're okay, there's a lot of shows and stuff that are mainstream right now coming out. They all have the same theme, and it's a bunch of like witches or wizards or whatever, magicians in a school setting, and they're studying magic, but what they're studying is, you know, sacred geometry and energy and that kind of type things. So I really feel like I'm one of those students, and that's the world I live in. So I just want to share that with y'all because it's fascinating.
Extremely.